Oh, it worked first time out. Well, hello.
Y'all, I just went like that and Jesus turned it on.
It's clapping on. We clapped it on. I'm Camille.
And I'm Gretchen. Shocktalkin is back, y'all. We look forward to this day every stinking week.
Our favorite time of the week.
Yes, it is. Not time of the month, but time of the week.
We've been talking about that.
Good Lord.
We had a man say, who cares? You know, sugar, if you had a vagina, you would care.
Listen, he's probably taking ED meds.
Well,
what do you think?
You know, I'm
who
like,
cares?
Who cares?
Who cares if it can't get erect?
Well, you know what, dude? You should care that your woman goes through some hell at this time of her life. Just saying, because
I know
you're that kind of guy. You're that insensitive kind of guy. I kind of.
But thank you for watching the whole damn program.
Thanks. Yeah, what were you expecting? What do you want to hear about?
You know the title was about menopause. Well, it's your fault you wanted to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, right. So
he's probably that type that goes, you're upset about something legitimately, goes, oh, what, are you on your period?
Ooh, I hate you if you're like that. I hate you. I mean, I've had that. I've gone through that. What is it, the time of month for you?
God.
Oh my gosh. What are you're emotional. What's the matter? Are you bleeding?
Right.
I just want to kill him. Shut up.
I saw this post and it said, how did it go? Something about Uranus finally moved and left like all kinds of shit problems with me. Now I got to clean up all the shit from Uranus.
Brilliant. That's right. Uranus has gone. It's gone retrograde until like February, March.
Yeah. Does that mean it's just like taking a breather? Yeah, it's on the back porch right now.
We have a little breather. You can just leave that on the back porch for a while. Yeah,
Child.
It's going to get through. Yeah, get through.
Hey,
this
Uranus
season.
is like that's the
instant shocker.
Yeah, but isn't that like it's the authority, or is that Saturn?
Saturn's the authority.
Oh, okay.
Uranus is, and I say Uranus because we
giggle.
I
I giggle when she's called.
We get off on the anus part of the Uranus. Yeah. So, but it really is the planet of unexpected wackadoodle crap. It's lightning striking. You don't have prediction. You can't plan for it.
Yeah.
It changes your life though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's Saturn now?
Saturn's actually still in Capricorn. So Capricorn's going through something.
You Capricorn folks out there, I'm sorry.
Going through something.
See if that guy goes, who cares? Maybe he's a Capricorn.
You want to call me? We'll talk about who cares.
Camille's like,
let's get you in a session.
I will read you a new one.
You gonna care? I'll tell you what.
Hey, so last time we were on, first of all, Camille's not pregnant. We did clarify that.
And my pregnancy test, I'm not pregnant, y'all.
I know.
And I'll tell you what, I went to the OBGYN, my OBGYN, my OB-GYN, and she's like, the number one time for pregnancy is teenagers and my age group. I'm like, why are you doing a pregnancy test on me? She goes, because this is the number, you're really in the high risk.
Janet Jackson.
High risk pregnancy era. And I'm like, shut up.
I thought our eggs were like
retiring. I said, but I've had an ablation.
Y'all, that is something I didn't know. So if you've had an ablation, it is not a guarantee. And it has to happen again, right?
Oh my God. Well,
Dr. Karen said, well,
multiple ablations. I'm not doing that shit again. I'm telling you right now. I'm not doing that again. Anyway.
Well, it is water boiling, burning upside your coochie.
Radiation. It's radiation poisoning up there. But she told me, I went in and had I was wanded. You know, I had my... I had my exam done. I got my results today. She says, no, there's no fibroid, nothing. There's nothing that should be bleeding in there. I'm like, oh, thank you, God. And I said, so no hysterectomy.
Y'all, she is having satanic projectile
she says, this is menopause. I'm like, everyone goes through this? She said, no, just people like you.
Wow, that's special. Don't you love that?
Just
like literally,
it's ancestral. No, it's in my DNA. It's in my ancestry.
I think that's just a bunch of shit. I think they just say that word, like, oh, it's hereditary.
Well,
because you can't argue that, right?
I'm so sick of the hot flash. But the hormones I'm getting should be calming me down. So I won't be having like
good Lord,
green vomit coming out of my mouth and head spinning around, projectile.
So now that we've got that clear, so keep that thought in mind because we're going to come back.
Prayers, y'all. Thank you for your
prayers.
prayers.
I have been fasting since last week.
Okay. Well, the things I want to ask Jesus, that's on the top of the list. But
first we need to talk about, because we're starting this and we think it's pretty damn funny.
Orgasms.
So in case you missed it last month or last week, we're talking about, the orgasm is the ultimate and when you're having sex.
Right.
But there are many gasms, friends, that happen in life that have nothing to do with sex, but are just downright wonderful.
We love it. And we love celebrating orgasms. And I think the older we get, we need to celebrate our orgasms more and more. Men too. I have a gasm every day when I have my favorite gum. Oh my gosh, I love those icebreakers.
For like the first 23 seconds.
Pretty much. And then I'm like, oh, I need another piece. But it's sugar free, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love them all. I like grape,
that's
and
your
citrus,
happy
and mint. And that's my
she
gasm.
has a cafeteria of gum.
My people are like, do you like that kind of gum? I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. It's my favorite. I love gasm gum.
I sat behind the desk because I was working on something on the computer, and I looked and I go, from this perspective, you have like wads of gum that are either already been chewed, never been chewed, been licked on. I don't know. You like have a client come in, you're like, I can't chew, but I'm gonna. It's like a sugar cube.
No, I turned it over to grab one, and one fell out, and I'm like, oh, screw that. I can't worry about that. I got to focus on him. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, that was sweet of you.
I know.
So my gasm of the week is my Chili's gasm. Now, if y'all know, Camille and I, we love to go to Chili's, and we get
me some margarita.
We get our margaritas. We get it skinny
margarita. Yeah.
And then we get our chips and salsa and our chips and queso.
Oh my gosh, we need to go. Can you go tonight? Let's go after. Do you have time?
Oh, I got to pick up Carver at football. But hang on. It's my child, y'all.
The hell with Carver. Can he get it right?
One of the kids. I will try.
We got to get some.
But a Chili's gasm, y'all.
I need some Chili's.
You know, and really, whatever your alcoholic beverage of choice is, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, when you just get it's like.
And
the Coke and the Smile old commercials, that was a gasm.
I know.
I used to love Coca-Cola, but I can't anymore. I just don't drink.
We're at the point now we frequently visit our Chili's so much they just bring it out.
Skinny margarita, and I'm like,
you know, I had that photo shoot, and I asked you to come with me, and you couldn't, so I just went by myself.
Yeah, you're brave.
And literally, the little server was like, "Where have you been?
Aww.
Do you still want your President Day and your this and that?" I go,
I love that. See, that is my favorite when they know me and they go, "Oh, I want to have." Well, there's the Camille plate. So, like Larry Miller, my favorite Mexican restaurant, Morelia's, Larry Miller plate. I want to have a Camille plate.
Oh,
I want to have the Camille.
Let's talk to Chili's tonight about that, because you're going to get the chicken enchiladas.
That's what I get. I'm going to get chicken enchiladas.
Y'all, here's the deal. If you ever go eat with Camille, she likes extra sauce.
Well, I like it juicy.
I don't care if it's sour cream, if it's salad dressing. I know when I meal prep for you, I'm like, put in extra sauce.
A little more
I'm
dressing.
with you, though. I like my stuff swimming.
I like it juicy. I don't want it like soaking wet. I don't want my meat bloody and rare. I like it medium well. But I do like a little bit juicy.
Okay, so that's my gasm. What's your gasm? Oh, you did gum.
I did my gum gasm.
All right, now we're going to the next thing that we always do, and I know you've been waiting all week to hear what we have to say. And the thing is, questions you would ask Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
You're ready to go.
I'm having a menopause moment because I can't remember. No, what was I saying earlier?
Oh my hell, Camille, you were talking about hot flashes.
Well, we did the menopause talk last time, but that's at the top of my list. I would ask why the hell we have to go through such pain.
Much.
I mean, women, you know that guy, I don't care. Who cares?
Who cares?
Women go through so much shit. You got no idea, dude. We are always evolving, changing, hormonal, estrogen. Everything. We are constantly.
We lose things, we gain things, we forget things.
Yeah,
and all you have to worry about is your dick hard or not. That's all you think about.
That's one hormone. You got testosterone, you're good. You know, here's what I ask my male clients, just to make sure that testosterone's not low. I'm like, do you wake up with wood? So I did this yesterday.
And you know they're all lying to you going, yes, I do.
Well, no, it's more like, because I've kind of analyzed all this stuff. But I said this, and the guy looks at me and says, did you just say that like straight face to me?
He doesn't know you, does he?
I sure did. No, he's learning me. Yeah. He's figuring me out. Yeah. I said something else.
Yeah.
I think I said something hair away from getting his driver's license back, because he's real close to getting his driver's license back, and I said a word.
Oh, yeah.
I was on a roll. I'm blaming everything on menopause now, though. It's like, well, I must be menopausal.
You've been menopausal ever since I've known you.
What's your Jesus question?
My Jesus question is this. So, and you know this, but I have been faithful at the gym. I have been faithful at lifting weights. I can do squats. I can do deadlifts. I can do all kinds of Wonder Woman type issues. Now, let me ask you, Jesus, this.
Yeah.
The dog Gus gets a toy stuck behind the outdoor furniture, which we know is not heavy. I lift that up with my hand,
wicker.
right?
Yeah, it's wicker.
And I bend down to pick it up. Tweak! There goes my back.
Which side?
It's the whole lower back.
Ow!
It is. I am sleeping last night, and I go to roll over, and I'm audibly like, ow, ow. The dogs are pacing. They're worried. So Jesus, I want to know, how come
I tweak.
muscle areas are fine in one spot? This guy wrote to me, and he goes, I deadlift, and whatever the weight amount was, and he goes, I had to have back surgery over lifting a case of Coke.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't that so? You need to watch that lower back.
I know.
I think that's what Jesus would say is, well, you need to watch that lower back. I'm paraphrasing. I don't think it's exactly it.
Are you Jesus?
I was channeling.
Oh my gosh, it's coming at me right now.
I'm channeling Jesus.
So, okay.
Speaking of nightmares, let's go on to Miss America.
No, I mean, and for all
Speaking of
you that are
channeling,
watching,
exorcism.
we apologize for our language, but that's just how we are. We're shock talking.
I'm
No,
working
so
on
we've had a couple podcasts talking about the changes in the new Miss America pageant. It's
The
coming
destruction
up.
of Miss America is really what you're saying, right? Yeah, it's turning into that.
They're calling it 2.0, which anytime somebody says something that 2.0, you know that there's a radical shift that has just happened. So Gretchen Carlson comes on.
This is her first year, right?
Well, yeah, so they immediately got rid of the CEO due to, some allegations that were really serious. So then they got Gretchen Carlson in. She's the chairwoman, along with Regina Hopper, who's a former Miss Arkansas, not a Miss America.
Yes.
They had some state winners that they fired that are no longer on there, and they had former Miss Americas that resigned.
Okay, so who's in charge now? Just those two?
Gretchen and Regina.
That's it?
And then there's some other guy that does like media, whatever.
Okay.
Okay,
Marketing.
so if you watched the Sandra Bullock movie,
Miss Congeniality?
Miss Congeniality.
I love that, yes.
Okay, so you know Morningside Kathy, is that
Yes,
her name?
yes,
Yeah,
yep.
that's Gretchen Carlson.
She's turned into that.
She is, and let me tell you why I say this. So there's a Facebook page for pageant fans. And really, in the most part, these fans that are on there, like they really know they know stats, they know stuff I've never even heard of.
True.
They post about stuff from all kinds.
No, this is kind of like people that love drag racing or NASCAR.
Yeah,
this is their thing.
They know their stuff. I mean, really, if I wanted to go and look for something, I could just call on any one of those folks and be like, "Hey, how did I do in prelim swimsuit, whatever?"
That was
And they'd be
ratings.
like.
Yeah.
So anyway, I see this article that is it's an interview.
Yeah.
Of Gretchen Carlson and Shandy Fennessy when Shandy was Miss USA, like in 2013 or something like that. Forgive me, Shandy, I don't remember.
Right.
But anyway, Shandy competed in the Miss America program, and she won Miss USA. So she has
both. Dual title.
She has introspect on both systems. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So the article, when Carlson starts up, it's supposed to be, here's the issue. This is why I jumped in, and the Taurus in me, I was just like,
plinking away.
When you are a professional journalist, the first thing you are taught, Miss Gretchen Carlson, is you do not have an opinion. When you see people that report on terrible tragedy,
they
got to
keep emotion out of it.
They keep the emotions out. They
Yeah.
don't cry, and I think about all of the reporters here in Salt Lake City with the Elizabeth Smart thing.
Yes.
I mean, that was draining for months and months and months and months and months, even to the point when the good news happens in a story, you still have to be...
Keep your emotion out of it. Yeah.
No. Gretchen Carlson came over the air, was cutting Shandy off, and basically the article was... how do you defend the Miss USA system when they are known for their scandalous, sexy pictures, and you're supposed to be a role model, right? So Shandy comes on and she's like, hey, you know what? We are current. Miss USA contestants and Miss USA and Miss Universe, we are current.
Yep.
We are what is in magazines now. And the funny thing is, you and I talked about this, like when I was there in the dinosaur years, we didn't have social media. So it was like,
news, it
you
was
do
press.
an article for People magazine, yay. That's all you get for a little bit. But now, gosh, Miss Universe and Miss USA, the things that they are doing with these girls is phenomenal.
It is.
Not only for their modeling and their acting career,
the
but
after career is going to be great for these girls. Yeah.
I mean, and they have clothing sponsors, and they just really utilize their titles very well.
It's a great platform, and they should do it.
It's a business.
Yeah.
And the Miss Universe organization that owns Miss Teen USA, Miss USA, and Miss Universe titles, and they book those girls out during that year,
As
right?
they should, yeah.
They really make a great presence of what they're all about.
Yeah.
They
Well,
really,
that's
really
the brand.
do.
That
Yeah.
is the brand. Yeah.
So Carlson goes on, and she's cutting Shandy off, and she's just like, well, what kind of role model do you think you are for these young girls?
Oh,
Right?
that's black.
And Shandy goes, well, we're really a good role model. We are teaching young girls to like love yourself and to have confidence and, to not be afraid of putting yourself in a situation maybe you've never done before. Maybe you've never been in a swimsuit on a stage.
Right.
Good Lord, most of us haven't,
or
right?
walked in heels in front of millions of people.
But now you've learned to overcome a fear.
That's right.
And what does that mean? Really, as a mom, you're a mom.
Yep.
Teaching your children to overcome fear is far
Everything.
greater than
It's
learning
everything.
a talent
Yeah.
and performing your violin on stage. Even
It's
though there's
everything.
lots of wonderful things that come with that.
Yep.
And it became such a bully situation that I was appalled. I was appalled. Number one, I told you this before, and y'all, I apologize if I yell because sometimes this just gets to me.
Yeah.
In years past, and it seems like the theme has always been Miss America organization likes to put down the other system, which is Miss USA.
Miss USA.
And Miss USA goes, we don't care. There's two different pageants here. Good luck to you guys. Like, you have a talent, that's awesome.
That's right. Well,
We're not hating on you. We don't care.
They're not competition. They don't need the competition.
It isn't.
There is
It's
no
two different
competition.
things. And
That's
you
right.
know what? I mean, even to this day, I get called Miss America all the time. I don't correct people. I don't care.
No.
I know what they mean. It's not an insult to me or whatever.
No.
But, Gretchen Carlson was adamant about making sure that people understood that the Miss America organization is a scholarship program. And it is the oldest and the biggest scholarship program for women, blah, blah, blah. And Shandy's like, and it's great. I competed in that. It's great. Miss USA gets cash. So if you want to use it towards your career, you want to use it to go back to school, you can do whatever you want to. We can call it a scholarship.
Right.
We can.
Right.
We just don't, but we can. And the movement now with the current title holders, because you remember when my daughter Bailey was in it, I mean, now they're really focused on, hey, yes, these girls are beautiful, but let me also tell you what they do. She's a scientist, or she's a this, or
That's right.
And
They're
to me,
intelligent.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, that's awesome and that's great. And by the way, they're only 20-something years old, or in their early 20s, and if they haven't figured out their career yet, by the way, that's okay too.
Well,
There's still time.
shit. I haven't figured out mine yet. Go ahead. Keep on talking. You're going to roll here. Go ahead.
I know. I'm like,
I'll chime in a minute.
I do,
Just
because
give
I
me a
wanted
minute.
Camille to talk about this because there's a narcissistic side of this.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
So Gretchen's making an ass of herself.
Gretchen made an ass of herself during this interview, which
Yes.
wasn't current. It was, a couple years after Shandy was done.
Yes.
So I'm like, what the hell? So then the current Miss America, Cara Mund, writes a 5-page letter that basically is saying, look, since this new organization took over, it hasn't been fun for me. They have bullied me. They have silenced me. They have done things to me that, man, it has not been a good experience. I mean, she's a couple weeks away from the
bad
Miss,
for her.
and they have now cut her final remarks, her final walk, her final goodbye to 30 seconds.
Oh, that's insulting.
Right?
That's really offensive.
30 seconds. What are y'all doing? You're not doing swimsuit. You're not doing evening gown. What are you doing that you can't give your current title holder a little more respect and a little more time to wrap up what's been going on in a year?
Well, it's not hard to see what's really going on here. You've got abuse of power happening here, which the irony for Gretchen Carlson to be the one now in the power seat abusing her power against this current Miss America is funny. I'll tell you, I'm a lay person. I've never been Miss America, Miss USA. I did Miss Provo thing, but I didn't make Miss Provo. doesn't matter. I still, you know, just learn so much talking to you about this stuff. Here's what it looks like from my perspective of a mental health, you know, professional. This is personal for Gretchen Carlson, okay? And I think here's what I think the fans and the legacy the legacy is being damaged for Miss America.
Yeah.
But the offense is this: people are offended by the allegation. It's implied. It's an implied allegation that Miss America, or Miss USA for that matter, is harmful and damaging to women. You know, just from how she's approaching this, well, we're removing the swimsuit, we're removing the elegant dress, we're not going to walk, you know, we're not going to be on the runway. We're taking those things off the table. Because why? You know, what's the why behind that? And was this voted on by the board? No. People weren't voted. They didn't get a vote on this stuff. You guys didn't vote on it. I didn't get a vote on it. Did you get a vote?
Directors didn't?
No one got a choice. Here's what it is. It's Gretchen Carlson, who had just recently, you know, won that big lawsuit with Fox, and she was the victim, okay? So she's now, if she wants to make a statement, stay at Fox and make sure nobody working at Fox ever gets harassed by that predator again, okay? But she's taken this, you know, she's championing this, moving that cause to the Miss America world.
Yes.
And so she's taken up this, like there's a problem here. What if there is no problem? See, to me, it's like, there's no problem here. You know,
Carr is not the issue.
But Carr is a mouthpiece. Carr is now pointing out.
And they've silenced her.
And isn't that exactly what she's saying?
Yes.
Should not be done to victims.
And to your point, now this is part of the 5-page letter that Carr wrote. And she says, this is her quote, shortly after the new board, which is Gretchen and Regina now, and the guy, took over, I was given 3 talking points that I was required to use at every appearance and on which I would be critiqued.
Wow.
Keep in mind, friends, she is a Brown University graduate, an honors graduate in the business program.
She's an educated woman.
Does she need to be critiqued? She won Miss America. I get, you know, that I get.
There's a structure to things. But that's not this.
Here's the 3 things that she was ordered to say. Number 1, Miss America is relevant.
Well, yeah. I mean.
Okay. Number 2, now this part got all over me like dog poop on the yard. The Me Too movement started with the Miss America Gretchen Carlson. No, it did not.
Oh, no.
No, Miss Carlson, it did not. As a matter of fact, I Googled it because I was like, what? No, it started from a cute lady.
Yes.
Her name is Tarana Burke.
Yep.
Okay.
Powerhouse. Makes a difference with children.
She was listening to a little 10-year-old talk about being sexually molested.
Yeah.
It impacted her so much that she created a nonprofit organization to help these girls.
Yep.
And from that, the Me Too movement started.
That's right.
This is the chick that needs.
Well, she started the movement.
Right.
Carlson's the first.
Maybe she's the only Miss America, former Miss America, that said something, but give me a break. What does it have to do with Miss America? What does the Me Too movement have to do with Miss America? That's what I'm saying. She's
continuing her little crusade, her little private war, and didn't she have some problems? You know, what was she called from the pageant world?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember if there was something about her height or something. Anyway.
She was Miss America when I was Miss USA. So
Gretchen thing. Yeah.
The last thing, again, this is my. I need to talk to Camille about this because this is narcissism screaming at me. Gretchen Carlson went to Stanford. Quote, in parentheses, this is from Cara. I was also allowed to mention my own education at Brown University to show that we both are well-educated leaders.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Gretchen, you won, just like I did 100 years ago. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You have gone on to create a wonderful career for yourself as a journalist. Great. Great. You now have accomplishments.
And she's got a pretty big lawsuit. Did she get $20 million?
I don't even know.
It's a lot of money. She got a lot of money for that from Fox. Yeah.
If Miss America is relevant, what does point 2 and point 3 have to do with the current Miss America? Gretchen Carlson, you did not start the Me Too movement. And again, it has nothing to do with Miss America.
No.
Now, you mentioned the, the things that have been eliminated from the new competition.
Yes. She's designing this to help herself. That's what it looks like to me. You know, is she uncomfortable in a swimsuit? Is she uncomfortable in the evening gown? Was that something she had to struggle with? Is that how Miss America is abusing people? This is what I'm saying is she had to look at this agency, this organization, and go, this is how they're targeting people. This is how they're harming people. Is that really what she had to come up with?
Is she trying to merge, if you wear a swimsuit, you are now going to be subjected to an issue that may cause a Me Too situation.
Correct. That's what it looks like to me. But again, this is her personal cause. She's championing. Look, I am all over the Me Too movement. I am not
we don't
okay.
have an issue with that.
No.
But
I have an issue with her saying there's a problem here, and it's the same problem she just got out of at Fox. Right. And it's not. How many people have complained? I really wonder if there's been a complaint. Quit using swimsuit competition. Quit doing the evening gown. I wonder if that's really an issue. I'd like to take a poll, frankly. I'd like to have some other, stat besides she's uncomfortable. She wants to do away with it. Like she's going to save the future victims of the world.
No.
And so the next Miss America is going to be graded on many different things. I'm okay with the variety. But to me, I don't know that that's damaging to a woman's psyche.
Listen to
this. Did it hurt you?
No, it helped. I mean, listen.
It kept you in shape. Anyway.
I learned many things, and trust you me, you better get your confidence by the bootstraps if you're going to go on and wear a swimsuit on national TV that now is global.
That's right.
Whatever. That's right. Oh hell, where'd it go? Let me read.
Slide down.
Oh yeah, there it is. So this is a quote from Gretchen. Whoops. And I find this interesting because since she has taken over, Cara is not allowed to do a lot of media interviews. She's not allowed.
This is unfair. This is very unfair. Very unfair.
They just had the Miss America orientation, so contestants are there.
Yeah.
Again, the pageant's coming up in September.
Yeah.
Where was Cara asked to stand? At the back of the room during orientation. Not up on stage, not to welcome and greet. She was asked to stand at the back of the room. When the board went to introduce her, they didn't even pronounce her name right.
Jeez Louise.
And another contestant came up to her and said,
do
they not know your name?
That's terrible.
Here's a quote from Gretchen, which is interesting because you want women to be heard, but you don't want your current title holder to say anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The irony here that Gretchen Carlson, the alleged victim of Fox, and I believe she was victimized. I'm sure she was harassed, okay?
Right.
No doubt in my mind. That was legitimate. But she's running with it. And now she's doing the very thing to this Cara that was done to her.
Right.
She's being, sidelined. And then she's been told what to say and what to do and how to act.
Exactly. She says silence is the most powerful weapon of the harasser.
Wow.
When women are not allowed or enabled to give voice to their experiences, they disappear.
Thank you.
Well, Gretchen,
I love that quote, girl.
That's from you. And you want, what do you want? Your Miss America to disappear?
Yeah.
You want a woman that is bold.
She's credible. She's very credible.
You want a woman that has an opinion. You want a woman that is current and relevant in her community and what she does. But by the way, we want you to be quiet. You're not allowed to say anything.
Right.
You're not allowed to post on social media anymore because we don't think you do a very good job at it.
Right.
By the way, we're going to delete some of your posts because we just don't think it's relevant.
See, but she's a threat somehow. So you got to see, what is Cara exposing about Gretchen? What is she really saying to her? She has been marginalized. She has been set aside. They're just rushing her year through. September's coming. They're going to get rid of her.
It's interesting. So evening gown has been eliminated, right?
Right.
As far as a competition. Yeah.
Okay, they both have. So they're gone.
And so, basically their idea is we don't want a woman to be judged on what she's wearing. You read the letter that Cara puts out there, and she says, you know what? I don't have a wardrobe sponsor. So for my appearances as Miss America, I have to go out and buy my own clothes. But then I have to be under the scrutiny if it's acceptable or not.
But who says that? Gretchen?
Regina and Gretchen, or her travel managers, and they report back. So
she's told what to wear.
Yeah. So if you say, I'm going to take out evening gown because we don't want a woman based on her expression, her opinion of what she's wearing, that's not right.
Right.
But Miss America, you can't wear that. I hate that color. Gretchen hates pink, so you can never wear pink.
Now, this is turning into, the domination. She's controlling this whole thing.
Yes.
Didn't you tell me there was a letter that's gone around? I think didn't Cara start the complaint letter?
No. There's former Miss, there's like 20-something Miss Americas that have sent this
They
petition
want to vote her out.
They want them to be forced to resign.
I kind of don't blame them. I don't blame them.
I signed it. You know, I even wrote Cara a letter, and I said, "My gosh, you are a sister in this organization.
Even though you're from two different sides of the tracks.
Which side it is?
We got USA, Miss America. But to me, in everybody else's mind, it's all the same. I mean, unless you're in that world, it should be the same.
You know, and here's the deal, y'all. If you Gretchen Carlson, I know you're watching. Here's the deal. You know, keep in mind, these are young women. Educated.
Yep. Yeah.
But still they're young. Yep. They haven't lived life
20s.
like Gretchen's age has, my age has. They haven't experienced life like we have.
Right.
Do not take advantage of their age and make them a puppet.
Yeah.
Do not take advantage of them and say, we applaud you for your voice. We applaud you, you know, and which is ironic. Gretchen, you want to come forward and say me too, but you're going to silence your current title holder.
And she's kind of saying me too as well.
And now, that's what Cara's saying is, you know what? Yeah. You were bullying me.
Yeah,
you were silencing me. And so what does Gretchen do? She tweets this big long tweet, and she's like, you know, because of you and because of your publicity and coming forward with this letter, we have now lost $75,000 in scholarship money that was going to be given to the Miss America program that hasn't been given in a number of years, and it's your fault. Blame, blame, blame.
Well, isn't that interesting? But that's exactly what the narcissist does.
Exactly.
That's what predators do to silence. It's the guilt trip. If she somehow feels bad about something, the shame and the guilt is how victims don't come forward. That's and she's right in her quote about silence is deadly, because until you start discussing and talking about what happened to you, you never start your healing process.
Well,
but she's trying to silence this woman from telling the truth about what's going on here.
If you go online and you can read Cara's letter, and it is, you know what? It is not a bash.
Oh, it is legitimate.
It is not a whiny. It is factual.
Yeah.
And it is
articulate.
It is very much what happened. And I know, you know, when a girl gets that far and they're competing on a national or even an international level, you at some point know this is a job.
Yep.
Like this is a full-time job,
right.
And it will take commitment and it will take sacrifice, meaning that you're either going to be away from school, a job, your family, whatever.
Right.
But my gosh, it's a one-year opportunity that it's a dream.
Oh, it's priceless.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was the best year of your life.
Cara goes,
yeah.
I had 3 months that I enjoyed Miss America. In the last 7 months, she goes, I haven't. That's a shame. And she said, my purpose of writing this letter is so that the next girl doesn't go through what I went through.
Yeah.
To me, I think, okay, again, Gretchen Carlson, what does Me Too have to do with Miss America? Why is that part of her media critique and situation that she needs to talk about? You know, can you imagine that you're going to go and you're going to go, say, do an appearance at a children's hospital? And by the way, I need to get this point out that Miss America's relevant. Yeah. Gretchen can't talk. And that Gretchen Carlson, you know, went to Stanford. What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
And Gretchen started the Me Too movement as a Miss America. By the way, did Gretchen come forward when she pressed charges against her boss? Did she come forward as an employee, or did she come forward as a former Miss America?
An employee.
Exactly.
That's exactly how she got her settlement. But look, this is no different in personal relationships. You've been married, divorced, went through a bad time. Guess what you take forward with you into the next relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can look at that with one-on-one stuff. There's PTSD, there's this axe to grind, you know, and people that get hurt, the next person kind of gets it. They take revenge.
Yeah.
But I do think that Gretchen Carlson needs to do a little therapy to get over whatever happened to her, because she went from that lawsuit but right into this new job as chairman of Miss America, and she's continuing her personal fight. This isn't really about anything wrong here with Miss America. I don't buy it for a second.
No, and it's not about, you know, because Cara goes on and she says, you know, they have not supported me. They have not supported me. And then, you know, at the orientation, they mention how proud they are of her. And that's such a rub and an insult, because Cara's like, I don't.
But I can't talk. I'm in the back of the room.
And funny thing, this is just my opinion, but I wanted to ask you about this. The terminology that Gretchen uses many, many times in her tweet is, I wish, you know, and Cara talks about, this was said to her many times during her year when those two were, you know, put into this position. You need to keep this in the family. In the family. In the family.
That just sounds like...
It does. It sounds like a predator, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I hear Harvey in that somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, Harvey Weinstein, seriously.
So when she goes on Twitter,
wow.
Carlson, and she goes, I wish she would have just kept this in the family.
She's silencing her. That is, I'm ashamed and I'm guilting. I'm going to make you feel bad. You betrayed us. That's what she's saying, is you betrayed. This is exactly what victims go through when they dare tell the truth.
Yes.
About their abuse.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, a leader, a real leader, is open to the feedback. They're open to someone saying, I don't like this and this and this. And thank you. Thank you for caring enough to critique and share with me. Thank you. Yes. Gretchen Carlson is mortally wounded and offended. Her ego is in the middle of all this. Okay, she is a person. This is personal about her because she's failing miserably. And if she doesn't get out of there, she's going to tank Miss America. The legacy is gone.
And that's the sad thing.
This is a bad year.
You know what? I mean, if you look at how Miss USA has evolved over the last, say, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, you know, they have progressively become more in tune with what's relevant with today's woman.
Agreed.
You know, they have really focused on,
and
you know,
they
what is she
empower people.
Yeah. And what is she, you know, what is her education like? What is she doing in the community? What is she doing? You know, and they've done a really good job.
I agree.
There's a lot of people that go like, well, I just want it to be a beauty pageant. I don't really care, you know, I don't really care what she's doing, because if you...
But you're more than just beauty. I mean, that's... And Miss USA says that. There is a beauty piece.
Beauty is,
that's right.
Or confident and beautiful is what the theme is for the Miss Universe organization that encompasses all of these title holders.
That's right.
The thing is that I felt from the beginning, and I think you agree, their stance on taking away certain things that make us feminine, that make us a little bit different. It is a beauty pageant. I don't care what you're going to call it.
There's beauty. You're not going to take the feminine woman out of the woman.
No, and you know what? I'm not saying you have to have a swimsuit in order to be beautiful, or you have to have a swimsuit in order to be feminine.
But you don't have to take it away either.
But it's not. That's
not how people are being abused.
It feels like a punishment. It feels like you know. Gretchen is trying so hard to push her movement in. I'm going to be the hero, and I'm going to take away things that really don't give women power, because we don't want you to be beautiful. Well, guess what, Gretchen? You were known as one of the not so most beautiful Miss Americas ever. I didn't say that. You can read it.
Oh.
And so
maybe she's doing her vendetta here.
She took
down Fox, and maybe she's taking out Miss America. No, really. You got to wonder what the real motive is. But this is a personal agenda running the show. And whoever is over Miss America, they really need to rethink putting her in that position. I'm not kidding.
She's over it. That's the problem.
But she took it over. There is a board.
She is the board. She
and
Regina and the other guy are the only ones left on this board, pretty much.
We're not going to have Miss America anymore.
So,
I mean,
when you've got...
This is the death of Miss America. I'm not kidding.
Over 20 former Miss Americas that wrote this petition, along with state directors and so forth, saying, we care more about the current and the future Miss America and the Miss America program to let this continue, because this is not going in the direction.
No, she's ruining Miss America.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you tell me they only got $4 million and they're usually getting 11?
Oh, well, I don't know exactly those numbers, but the city, Atlantic City, you know, with the big gambling and gaming board and so forth, you know, that brings in a lot of attention to that city.
Right.
And really, I mean, my experience from Miss USA is whoever is the host city, and Miss USA travels as far as the pageant is.
She's representing the brand.
No. I mean, the telecast is in different cities, whereas Atlantic City has had Miss America for a while.
Got it.
But you know, what happens is whatever city decides to pay the most, because you're paying for the advertisement, give the most free hotels, free rental cars,
all the perks.
I mean, all of the things that go along with it, those highest bids are the ones usually that get to be the host city of Miss America, or excuse me, Miss USA or Miss Universe.
Yeah.
Atlantic City is like, you know,
they haven't taken them on.
They cut their amount donating something around from 11 to 4 million.
Maybe they like the swimsuit segment. Maybe they like the evening gown. Maybe they,
You know, the thing is that it feels like if you're eliminating swimsuit, you think everybody that watches it enjoys it is a pervert? Is somebody that's going to sexually abuse
the
a
implied
girl?
allegation? No, that's exactly. She's coming in with that. They take that out implies that Miss America is damaging women by having a swimsuit.
Exactly. I mean, we get that all the time from pageant haters. Okay. The thing is, like,
well, someone needs to look. I'm telling you, look. Here's where abuse of power happens when there is no check and balance system. Okay, that's why we are the greatest nation, because we do have that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have that in our government. But if she's got absolute power, guess what corrupts absolutely? Absolute control and power. And if she's running this show, she's corrupting it. And if she can't take feedback and advice and listen to people that she's supposed to represent and coddle and nurture and baby this current Miss America and the future Miss Americas, she's not a friendly place.
You said that just right, because when they took over,
Yeah.
when Regina and Gretchen, and that board took over, the thing you want to do, especially to the current title holder, because I had an exchange too during my year.
Yeah.
I think I did. I can't remember.
What's an exchange?
A new president came in.
Oh, okay, got it.
Anyway, the most important thing is to reassure that title holder that nothing has changed for you.
You still matter. You're relevant.
Nothing has changed for you, and we will not forget you, and you are the most important thing. What Gretchen Carlson has done, and I don't know if I mentioned, I know I mentioned you, I don't know if I mentioned.
Yeah.
Gretchen goes on Good Morning America to announce that the Miss America organization is doing something new, and they dropped swimsuit. Cara was in New York.
Why wasn't she on there with her?
And she called and she said, hey, how come I didn't know about this? And their response was, well, we thought you'd want to sleep in and not get up so early. She got down there and she got to the station.
Oh my gosh.
Was told to wait in the wings.
That is.
While Gretchen goes on to talk about this. Now, y'all, wouldn't it make more sense? Yes, fine, have Gretchen, but also have the current weigh in on her opinion.
I have figured this out. I have figured this out. I do think Gretchen Carlson.
Here we go.
I think the next phase of Miss America is we're going to have 50-year-old Miss Americas. I think Gretchen is setting up herself to walk into another pageant world for her age
She's
group.
like the chick from Miss Congeniality.
I think she's trying to take over. She's trying to be Miss America all over again. And she's replaced Cara. She's replaced her.
I told you, she is like the ultimate stage mom in the most evil sense.
No,
because she won't let Cara have her moment. She's tearing it down. She goes
Cara,
on.
you need to call me, sugar.
Cara,
we need to talk.
Come have margaritas with us at Chili's.
Yeah, we can work something out. We'll do some stuff.
She found out when the date was for Miss America on social media. They didn't even tell her.
Oh my gosh. Well, no, I'm saying she's out. She's like, you're opening your mouth. This is called retaliation, y'all. She's being retaliated against, just like
innocent
victims that bring up what happens in the workforce or something. They're being abused. They get retaliated against. This is classic abuse of power retaliation.
But the problem is, it's like, so maybe Gretchen Carlson hasn't been, didn't have a great experience. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe she didn't have a great experience as Miss America. Maybe she wanted to do other things with the title. It never happened. So now she's taking it out on Cara.
Well, I think Cara clearly opened her mouth, and Gretchen's, don't make me look bad. I'm the pious one. I'm the righteous one.
Yeah.
I went through all this crap at Fox and I won. But she's bringing that fight to this Miss America.
But the problem is that Cara all along has been communicating with the board and trying to what about this? Can I do this? I mean, it's not like this all of a sudden was a slam in the face and they never ever heard about these issues.
No.
They knew about them.
I get it.
And so when Gretchen, just so you understand, when you say a woman that is silenced,
yeah,
you silenced her.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to her. You didn't make changes. You didn't help her. Miss America, for years, it's been a tradition on their boardwalk that they do this big shoe, I don't know what they call it, look at my shoe or something like that. And so every contestant on the boardwalk has something unique from her state, and it's this big parade of shoes. And Miss America, the current one, always has something to do with it. They cut her out of it this year.
She's got a potential lawsuit here. You look at every Miss America prior to her and her year. Look at all the things she was eliminated from. I mean, it's like discrimination.
Yeah.
She really probably does have a suit against Miss America,
or
Gretchen Carlson herself. But
there was a couple former Miss Americas that went on.
Oh,
good
we're
job.
45 in.
that went on Megyn Kelly, and they were just talking about, you know what, we walked away. They were on the board. We walked away from this because it is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong. And in their mothers, you know, and they were like, we would not stand and let somebody treat our daughters like this.
That's offensive. Yeah, it's offensive. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what? There's a petition that's going around. You can Google it. Sign that thing. If you support Cara and you support that she's not being treated right, and those two need to be immediately forced out.
Yeah, they
then
need
sign
a
that thing.
panel.
They only need like 5,000 more signatures. So we know we have 5,000 people watching right now.
Go sign it.
Go sign that. Anyway, thank you guys. Camila is shutting me up because we are 45 minutes into this. We appreciate you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.